also got your first significant seat time in a Cup car when you drove for Hoss. How did that all come out?
Well, it was quite unique. So my very first Cup race was for Rick Hendrick at Charlotte in the Exxon number 2 car, and we the day after the 300, I ran the 600, and we prepared the car out of Robert G. shop, and I think we finished 15th or 16th, and we won Rookie of the Race. I beat Davey and Alan Kowicki for that added money. I think it paid a $10,000 bonus to win Rookie of the Race. And that was back when you had to run 4 laps in qualifying, and there was 3 rounds of qualifying.
Right.
Well, we didn't get in until the last round.
Wow.
I kept messing up, and it didn't get. We got in the last round. We got in that last set, so I started way in the back. I was never so tired in all my life. I mean, it was hot. Those cars didn't have any insulation in them. Oh my God, it was awful. But finished that thing, and that's what got Hoss's attention, and the fact that we were running good in the Busch Series.
Right.
You know, Hoss had a part-time team. You know, the Bullseye Barbecue Sauce car out of Wilmington. Rutt Pittman was the crew chief and engine builder,
Right.
and leader of the gang, so to speak. And he had Ron Bouchard driving for him. And the week before Charlotte, I think, or a couple weeks, the race before Charlotte that they ran was Darlington, and they didn't run very well. So Ronnie and Hoss parted company, and Hoss asked me to drive. And back then, we were coming to the All-Star race in May, and I was eligible for the Open because I had driven the year before for Rick in the Cup Series, so I was an eligible driver. So we went over for the All-Star Open race. We sat on the pole. But I couldn't stay and practice it after qualifying because I had to go run South Boston with a ham car. I mean, as soon as I got out of that car, I didn't even change my uniform. I drove to South Boston because I couldn't afford a helicopter or airplane. I drove to South Boston.
Please tell me you got stopped for speeding in your driver's uniform.
No, I didn't. No, I swear I didn't. No. So I get to South Boston, and they're practicing. Well, they're not going to throw the yellow to let me get across. And the guy at the gate says, you got to wait till they throw the yellow. Well, I knew if I didn't get across, I wasn't going to get any practice. So I ran for it, man. I ran for it, had my uniform on, got in the car. He couldn't do anything now. I'm in the car. So I got me 10, 15 laps of practice in, and we sat on the pole with a 00 car at South Boston. And I think we run 4th or something at South Boston. And while I was up there, Jeff got to practice the 1 car for me and tried to get it close set up. You know, again, I'm a rookie. I don't know what I'm doing in that thing. So I think we run 3rd or 4th in the Open. I think Harry Gant won the Open that year. But anyways, that was a little story there, but no helicopter. Drove the old Mustang straight to South Boston. 2.5 hours.
Brett, that August you qualify Hoss's car 5th at Michigan, then you fly to Charlotte for a wedding, then you fly back to Chicago, drive to the racetrack for practice. You run the morning practice at Michigan, then fly to Charlotte for that night's race at Orange County, and Tommy Houston proceeds to drive through your race car.
Yeah.
If he on the passenger side, if he'd hit you in the door, in the driver's door, it would have been
a different story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that whole weekend?
You ever say, boy, it looked good on paper? But when came time to do it, I was like, what in the world was I thinking? And to put so much faith in commercial airlines and scheduling, and, it all worked out. I got to where I was supposed to be without any hitches. The tough one was flying back to Chicago Friday night after the wedding, getting to Chicago at 11:30, 12 o'clock, and then having to drive to Michigan by myself. Man, I was struggling.
Oh, yeah.
I walked in the hotel as the crew was walking out to go to the racetrack.
No kidding.
Because I had to pull over and take naps. Man, I couldn't do it. And so I said, I'll be there, don't worry. So I went in there, took a shower and shaved and drove back over to Michigan to the racetrack, and we practiced that morning practice. And again, off we went to Orange County. Got in that wreck. I was so sore, man. And I did fly back to Michigan. Dale Jarrett and I did with the NASCAR plane.
Yeah.
NASCAR flew us back that night, and woke up the next day. And Dale and I were staying in the same hotel, and we had underestimated the traffic between Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
You remember back those
I'll
days?
tell you, that's
You never underestimate the traffic
that
at
was
Michigan.
terrible.
Ever.
Well,
only track with 2-lane roads.
we were.
only.
That's right. And we were gonna miss the drivers' meeting. And I said, Dale, I'm going to the shoulder. I was driving. Man, we were off in the shoulder, passing on the wrong side. We were doing everything. People were cussing at us, but we got there and ran the race. That was life's experience of having to do all that with commercial